Hello there! Welcome to our quick Noex demo. My name is Sev Howell. I'm so excited you're here to learn how you can clean with Noex in water. So as you say, as you pop on and you join, just say hello. Tell us, a little bit about you, how you know our host, how you know each other. Are you familiar with Noex? Do you have maybe no idea what this is? Are you like intrigued or excited? Or just tell us, and did you request samples? I was offering samples before, earlier in the party, so people, because I love when my guests can put their hands on it, try it, feel it, just give it a shot in their home before the demo, and then it really shows you what Noex can do with just water. So did you receive them? Are you still waiting on them? Just let us know. So I want this to be interactive. Let's just make this interactive and fun. I actually pre-recorded this video because for internet purposes, it works really well for the sound and the buffering and all that. And it also allows me to keep the demo short and sweet and respect your time, because I want to respect your time tonight. I do not want to go way long, but I still want to hear all your questions, and I am live with you in the comments. This is still a live event. So just tell me what questions you have, what you're wondering, if you have experience, if you're using the products I'm about to use. I want to hear it all because I'm right there. Okay, so hello there. Please make sure you say hi. So let me tell you a tiny bit about me. My name is Sev. I'm French. I live in Tennessee with my husband, who is American, and we have 3 kids, 14, 12, and 10. I homeschool. I have a engineering background. I've been here 18 years. Anyway, so that's kind of my life. I have a busy stay-at-home mom. I've been a busy stay-at-home mom life. And homeschooling. I've been stay-at-home mom for 15 years, homeschooling for 9. So that and sharing Noex with people, it definitely, fills my cup and my days. So, but I went to a party 9.5 years ago. I was amazed because I had chemicals in every room of the house, especially these wipes that I kept buying and I had everywhere. And I was blown away that you can clean with a cloth and water, and it worked. So that night I decided I'm gonna have a party. I have so many things I want. I can't afford everything. We actually had a lot of debt 9.5 years ago, and so our budget was really tight and really limited. And I thought, I can get everything I want, I'm gonna host a party. And I did, and I got lots of free stuff. So if you are listening tonight and you're like, oh, okay, yes, there's a lot more that I want from the catalog. My wish list is growing. Just host a party. It's totally free. It's really fun, and it will help your host. Every time she gets a booking, it will unlock more free stuff for her. So you're also helping her unlock more rewards. And there's something free for you too, starting with one of the products in those first 3 products. The pink, the green, and the blue. Those are for you who will host a party next. And it doesn't have to be next week. It can be, a month or 2 from now, right? That's not, the date doesn't matter as much as that I want you to experience what it is to share Noex with your friends. Let me do a demo and then earn some free products. The Noex host plan is really generous, but I love to gift free stuff too. So if you want to host a party, just write just down below, book me pink, book me blue. I guess that could be purple. It doesn't matter. Pick blue or purple or green. And then if all 3 of these bags are taken, that big orange one, it's for you, the host. I will put in there something from your wish list, and then that will be your gift once these 3 parties have been held. So everybody gets something free, right? Now, like I said, I have an engineering background, so sales was not on my horizon. I was not destined to sell rags and mops and toilet brushes, but I needed the extra income. Again, I've been a stay-at-home mom for 15 years. My husband works at the local university here, but really, Noex income has changed our life. And so I thought, everybody cleans. I don't like to clean particularly any more than you or anyone else does, but I can show people how these products work. I can share the mission. Noex has an amazing mission to improve quality of life by reducing chemical uses in the home, right? And I thought, wow, everybody cleans, everybody needs to hear about that, right? So that's what I've done for 9-ish years, and it's been an amazing blessing. So if you think, wow, I would love to earn free stuff by hosting, but really, what we could really need is, you know, a couple extra $100 every month or $500 extra every month. Just let me know. I am not the personality to harass you or pursue you or trying to convince you anything, but I do want to share this opportunity with you, because if it hadn't been shared with me 9-something years ago, we would not have gotten out of debt and done all the things that we've been able to do with that extra income from Norwex. So I want to make sure your questions are answered and you have all the answers for you and your family to discuss it and see if that is something that could bless your family. Okay, so why Norwex, right? There's 2 ways you can clean right now. You can clean with a chemical, it's called chemical cleaning, or you can clean with a Norwex cloth and water, like this one, and it's called mechanical cleaning. So what's the difference? So there was already a couple videos about that, but let me go over it again. So chemical cleaning kills, okay? It kills the bacteria and the viruses. In this particular product I'm using as an example, it says kills 99.9% of bacteria and viruses. Wow, that's great. That's what we all want, right? Does it work? Yes. So what's the problem? The first problem is the ingredients. If you've ever looked, anybody started looking into, what do I eat? Do we need to get organic produce? You know, what's in my shampoo? Should I wear gloves with that? Should my child touch this? Wait, this person's expecting, should she be in contact with this? You know, when you start looking into ingredients in products that you use, products that are in your home, cleaners or personal care product, makeup, hair care, and of course foods, then it's scary, right? When you dig into that, and it can be a long rabbit hole thing, I know that, but when you start learning a little bit, you can really tell, wow, I shouldn't be around this, you know, my child should not be eating red dye and all of that. And so you start knowing that, oh wow, I've not been wearing gloves when I use that. I should. Oh, I shouldn't be inhaling those fumes. Wait, this sit on my skin, it's in my bloodstream in like less than a minute. Yes, all these things are true. In fact, did you see the statistics I posted a couple of days ago? I was asking you which is more compelling. It is scary, but those are true. Have you seen the rate of cancer? 1 in 1,000 to 1 in 120. I mean, it's just crazy in just what, 100 years? So this is telling us that, you know, even asthma and allergies are linked to being exposed to chemicals in certain ingredients. And I mean, even the cancer rate now is, we have such things as environmental cancers, where cancer really only was genetic at one point. Now it's not that much. It could be something that someone develops not because their grandparents or their mom or dad had, but because of what they're around. And it's really scary. So that's where Norwex comes in. So the ingredients, but mostly is the instructions. Who reads the back of their bottle for instructions? I'm not gonna lift my hands because I never read the instructions. And yet I was using this every day. I had one of these in every room of the house. I was wiping my kids down with this when they were very little. I just did not know. So anybody reading instructions? Typically, I don't even have one guest per party. Maybe every 4 or 5 parties I have one person that says, I do. And I'm like, wow, I'm impressed. Okay, so for instance, something I did not know until that very first party: allow surface to remain wet for 4 minutes in order to disinfect. So I have to use however many of these wipes and do this for 4 minutes and making sure the surface remains wet. Otherwise, I don't get this result. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second step is rinse food contact surfaces with clean potable water after disinfecting. So kitchen, you know, countertop, tables where you're gonna put food afterwards. Of course, this is gonna leave residue containing those ingredients. And so you're supposed to clean with a clean cloth and clean water afterwards, which we don't do. So what is the problem? You don't get this result. You kill some bacteria, some viruses, the rest is alive, and everything is mixed on your counter, on your table, on your surfaces with a chemical residue, and that's what you put your food in, your kids touch with their hands, go through their feet when they're walking, and your pets lick, and that's the problem. So that's the problem with chemical cleaning. Of course, you have to keep buying those things, so it's expensive. but on a health standpoint, it is not healthy to be around, and it does not achieve the result that we think because we're not following these instructions strictly. So instead, you can clean mechanically, and instead of killing the bacteria, you can pick it up. So Noex and water alone will pick up 99% of bacteria from your surface with a Noex cloth and water. Okay, so this is the first cloth I'm going to talk about. It's called the Enviro cloth. Anybody has an Enviro cloth? It's probably the first cloth you ever got if you've already using Noex. Am I right? That's all like our flagship staple kind of product. So how is this different from a microfiber cloth you can get at the store today, right? Anybody wonders what's the difference? Two main differences. Number one is the size of the fibers. So when you hear the word microfiber, it means small fibers. So how small? When you take one hair on your head, go ahead and grab one hair, okay? No one's gonna see you. If your family looks at you weird, you can just explain what you're doing. One hair, look at the size of that, okay? When you buy a microfiber at the store, the fibers are 1/6 the size of this, 1/6 the size of a human hair in diameter, which is pretty small. That is pretty small. If a cloth has fibers bigger than that, it's not a microfiber. Microfiber, small fibers, right? Cotton would be an example. That's not a microfiber, it's too big. The fibers in our Noex cloths are 1/200th the size of a hair. So 200 times smaller than that one hair, okay? So this one cloth, the Enviro cloth here, this size, has 10 million feet of fibers. If you prefer miles, I think it's about 2,000 miles of fibers woven in here. So because the fibers are teeny, teeny, tiny, and there's like billions of them, with just water, it will remove, pick up, lift, however you want to say it, 99% of bacteria from your surface. It just picks up everything. Now, what happens then to the cloth? Because when you have bacteria somewhere, what happens? I'll give you a hint. What do you associate this with? A smell, right? It stinks. You get that mildew smell, and very quickly, in a matter of weeks, you're like, I've got to throw this away and get a new one. Not here. Your cloth is actually going to self-purify because there's silver embedded in the fibers. And silver is, anybody knows what silver is good for? If you work in the medical field, or awesome nurses, anybody, the doctor, a PA here, you might know that silver is naturally antibacterial. I did not know that. I had no clue until that very first party 9 years ago. And so what that means is that your cloth will actually self-purify. It will not grow that nasty mildew smell. It will purify by itself, so you can keep using it for days before you launder, and even years. We'll get to that. Okay, so what am I going to talk about? I'm going to show you, I started opening it, a box here that it's called the Safe Haven package. And it has a handful of products that are like essentials for your home. And some of you that may already have some products, I will also talk about an extra couple that maybe, hopefully will be new to you and you will learn something new today. But if you already use the products that I'm going to talk about, please comment. If you're like, I don't know what Noex is, I've never heard that word before, please comment too. I want to hear you, right? So one thing I'm not going to show right now, but I showed earlier, is our awesome mop. So you get your mop, you get your base. Did I say base? Handle, base. This spray mop attachment is a separate product that you can also get, but I'm using it in my home. And then the wet pad and the dry pad. Did you see the demo I posted this afternoon? It's me mopping my bedroom. I mean, this product is life-changing. You will dry dust and dry mop and wet mop, I should say, or any floor in your home, anything that's not carpet. So tile, marble, laminate, hardwood, vinyl, stone, epoxy. I've heard of that kind of flooring in garages a lot. Apparently that's a newer kind of flooring. But anything that's not carpet, with the same Noex mop and the same pads. No need to get 3 different things because you have 4 different floorings in your home. And no buckets. I'm so glad to ditch my buckets and my nasty mop. But this is life-changing. Anybody saw the mop video? And if you're not, I'll ask the host to tag everyone on it because it is life-changing. Okay, so let's go back to our Enviro cloth. So here is my Enviro cloth that I'm going to clean with. It has a stain. I've had it for a while. It still works. It's fine. So this is my Enviro cloth, but it's damp. Okay, I just wetted it before I got on the video here. And that's all you need. You wring it, you wet it, and then you wring it out, and it's just slightly down, okay? And I'm going to clean raw chicken. Now, why raw chicken? I can't really test bacteria in my kitchen here, right? Or in someone's living room. I do home parties too. You can't really test bacteria. You have to be in a controlled environment, controlling the temperature, all that. You have to suit up, whatever. You can't do that here. But what I can test is protein. And this has a lot of protein. And when you look at the scale of the size of all those things, you know, the atom and all those tiny things, protein is actually smaller than viruses and bacteria. So if I can successfully clean protein from a surface with my Norwex cloth and water, I know that I can clean everything else that's bigger. Okay, so who likes raw chicken? And by the way, I'm putting it on my Norwex cutting board here. Not anything crazy, but just gonna spray it on here. Okay, pick it back up. I could do this on my counter, but this gives me, in case you didn't know that Norwex had cutting boards, this is our middle size. I used all three. This is the small size, I guess the mini, and then we have a really large one too. I use one, if not two, every day. I absolutely love my cutting board. They're not plastic, they're not wood, they're rice husks, they're super durable. They don't slide on your counter, and they collect juices. And yes, you can put them in the dishwasher, and no, they don't do knife marks. So I've had these for 2 or 3 years. I fully anticipate this might be the last cutting board that I ever use. Okay, so raw chicken on here. How am I gonna test this? Well, I've got little protein testers, okay? So you may have seen these. They're not Norwex related. The company that makes them is called Hygienia. You can go on their website, order some. You'd have to get 100. I think they only sell them in big boxes of 100. But what it does is, I'll show you how one works. So it's like a little swab thing. You test the surface that you want to make sure if it's clean. The FDA will use that, you know, to go to a restaurant and see if the surfaces are clean. There's a liquid here. When you break that seal, the liquid drops down to here, and then you can compare this color to here. So green means clean, gray, pink, purple means protein. So it's pretty obvious that there's protein on here because see, it turned purple right away, okay? So that's kind of the before. We know how it works. Now let's clean. So when you clean with Norwex, clean with a flat surface. In fact, here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to clean the chicken with the side that has the tag. That way remember which side it was on. But clean with a flat surface like this, because when this side is overcome with, you know, dirt and grime and all that, you can go to the next side. You can keep flipping, and there's like 8 sides to clean with, okay? So I'm gonna take the side that has the tag on, and I'm just gonna wipe. And the reason I use a flat side because I need a contact. This is a mechanical way to clean. So I don't want to scrunch my cloth and ball it up because then you're not picking up as much. Nice and flat, just like that, okay? And then I'm gonna keep my side up like this to remember which, that's the chicken side right here. I'm gonna use the swab number 2, and let's repeat testing, okay? Let's see what we find here. Okay, once every 6 months. Oh, I see the seal is broken. Let me get another one. I can't let that water down. Okay. Okay, this one's good. Okay, so let's test again with a clean swab. Okay, so there's the one. So now we've got that liquid down there. Okay, so this is before, and then this is after. What? Isn't that crazy? Before Norwex and after. So this one is now green because we didn't find any protein on here. So where did it go? It's in that side of the claw. This is not a magic show, okay? I'm not Miss David Copperfield. There is raw chicken in here, but it's been trapped in those billions and billions of tiny hair and nooks and crannies. Not hair, fibers. Fibers that are so much smaller than the hair. All those fibers in there, they've trapped all that juices, all the grime. In fact, if I was to use that same side, you know, the one with the tag here, to clean again, or let's say I'm gonna clean a different side. This is my countertop right here, okay? Then let's test again with the clean swab this, my countertop, and even let's test the side of the cloth right here to see, can we find that raw chicken? Can we find the protein? And the answer is no, because it's trapped in there. See, it is still green. Now, I want to make sure this swab works, so I'm going to throw it in the raw chicken, right? Because I want to make sure they're equally detect protein. Otherwise, you know, what's the point of this? So again, before and after. Indeed, see, we're purple right away. So both of these work. Do you need something? No, not yet. Okay, so this is why sorry, that was my 10-year-old. If I suddenly felt like I wanted to do this, I totally can. The reason is because the only thing that's left on here is water, right? Water left from the cloth left behind. That's it, just water. So now I just put saliva back on here. So if I'm gonna clean that again, this is one of my cutting boards. So this is clean. I can just, you know, put it away. I don't have to. You may feel like I need to power wash this. No, you don't. So, you know, you can put it away, but again, you can hand wash it or stick it in the dishwasher. It's fine. Okay, so that's the EnviroCloth. Now, who has the window cloth? The window cloth, actually, I'm going to see my EnviroCloth. The window cloth is the EnviroCloth's best friend, okay? And I like that this color is purple because it starts with a P, like polishing. This is your polishing cloth. This is what's going to leave your surfaces streak-free, shiny. And those two cloths together make an amazing duo. You clean with water, you polish dry. You clean with water, you polish dry. Remove all 99% of bacteria, streak-free shine. Every time. Who has streaks? I don't want any more, but I used to. Your windows, your mirrors, your appliances, your stovetop. So if we shift over here to my fridge, which is fairly clean, you know, for the most part. But let's say I'm gonna put my chicken back in the fridge now that we're done with that. But what I do have out right here is just butter. Good old butter. It's actually been sitting out, so it's gonna be really nasty. But you know, let's just put a little butter on our fridge. And so what that does is, you know, pretend it's little handprints or dog slobber or cooktop covered in oil afterwards, right? It's nice and greasy. So what would you do with this? It's funny that you wouldn't use these wipes on the fridge, right? I never did. But if this grime was on my countertop, I would. So you see how, even though it's the same grime, but it's a different surface, I'm gonna shift what I'm using. So it makes you have like 10 different cleaners for like only 1 or 2 things, when really Nomex is for everywhere. So I'm gonna use my same EnviroCloth to actually remove this grime instead of drowning it. Because if you're gonna use, let's say, a paper towel window cleaner or stainless steel cleaner or whatever you use on here, it's gonna be streaky because you're just mixing it all up and it's pretty miserable. And it lasts, you know, it takes a while, a few minutes, and you still don't get that really clean shine. So this is the chicken side right here. So I'm gonna go to the next side. Oh, you can even like flip inside out. And then you have 2 new clean sides that have never touched the chicken. So that's why I love this bowl. And so instead of just drowning your grime in chemical, pick it up. And so right here, I'm actually picking up the butter, and you can see, I don't know if it's easy to see, but you can see there's white on my cloth. In fact, I'm gonna finish with this side because that was a lot of butter. And then if you don't mind, I'm gonna finish cleaning my fridge because it's my daughter's chores this month and she did not do it today. But this is so easy. My kids can do it. It's safe. It is simple. Okay, I'm gonna stop there because otherwise I'll be for a few minutes. And so now you have a clean but wet fridge, and that's when you grab your window cloth and just shine it. And I know if you're starting doing the math in your head, you're gonna find, I'm gonna save so much money. That was me at that first party, realizing I don't have to keep buying all those what we call consumables, you know, all those things that you keep buying because they run out, and you keep going to the store and get more. Look at that. Look at this shine. This had a ton of butter on it just 10 seconds ago. And then when you actually touch it, just gently put your hand on it, you can tell it's clean. There's nothing on here. There's no residue. You cleaned, you polished, you cleaned, you polished. The only thing that was left was water, and then you picked it up basically and polished it. And this is a truly clean surface because it's void of germs. And if you look in the dictionary what the word clean means, it doesn't mean covered in Clorox. It doesn't mean, you know, layered with chemical residue. It means, I think it says void of germs. And that's what Nowex does. And that's why I love it. And they do it in a cheaper way, in a faster way, and in a healthier, safer way. Score. So with these two, you're going to save hundreds and hundreds of dollars on your antibacterial wipes, bleach stuff, solution, 4-9s, all-purpose cleaners, dusting spray, pepper towels. Oh my goodness, the pepper towels. Let's just do a quick 10-second pepper towel thing here. We have these counter cloths. Who has our counter cloths? Now I'm in a blue mode right now, but we have all kinds of different colors. These are the size of a paper towel. Select the size. Super absorbent. And my kid, in fact, my son used this one this morning. It's already dry now, so I can probably put it back in there. But you can reduce your paper towels tremendously by using Nowex. And if you like the size of paper towels, you can get our counter cloths. You can also get them in that house, which is your new paper towel holder. And I keep mine right there by the stovetop. Love it, love it. I think one of those absorbs 6 to 8 times more water than a single disposable one from the store. It's so expensive to keep buying. I mean, it's like $600 to $800 a year just on paper towels that you spend right now every year. And environment. I don't know if you ever think about that, but our trees are being decimated because of I think it's all North America, so Canada and the US, that our needs and, you know, disposable paper towels. And when you throw it away, it just goes in landfills. It does not, it wastes away for, you know, hundreds of years. And so our children and grandchildren are going to live in a world of trash because of what we're doing right now. So anyway, so much savings. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I need 10 of these in my house, probably not. 3 would be great. 1 in the kitchen, 1 in each bathroom. That's awesome. If your wish list is really long, seriously, host a party. It is free to host. And again, if you have not claimed one of these bags yet, you just comment, book me, and pick your blue, purple, blue, green, or pink color. And when these 3 bags are claimed, then the host will qualify to get what's in the orange bag. So it's fun for her too. But you're right, these 2 will replace so many cleaners, will save you so much money, and it's safe for everybody in your family to use. Not to mention that at your party, I will also offer samples to your friends. And so you can get a sample of the environmental cloth and the window cloth. Well, your friends can, to try, because that's our best duo. So, number 3, the dust mitt. So when you dust with Nowex, you don't need dusting spray. You use the dust mitt, which is a really thick weave on both sides. And when you use Nowex Dry, it actually creates a static charge. Who has the dust mitt? And where do you use it the most, right? So I used to not like to dust. I felt like I was always, you know, dusting like every week or so. And then when you dust with Nowex, not only do you actually attract the dust, because that static charge attracts the dust of your furniture, blinds, air return vents, dashboards, electronics, car, everywhere, okay? But second, you're not using dusting spray, so you actually don't layer that oily residue on your furniture. And I know it feels like, oh, it gets polished and it's shiny, and but really you leave an oily residue behind, and that residue is the reason why you have dust coming back sooner, because you are creating an attraction. When the dust settles back down, it will get attracted. And this works for any types of grime, right? If you leave residue on the outside of your windows, next time it rains, those water droplets will stick to the window faster, and you will have more to clean easier, rather than having it just slide down a truly clean window. And it will get dirty again, and it will get dusty again. Of course you will, but not as fast. So when you dust or clean with Nowex, you actually don't have to do it as often. Now, another perk to hosting a party or actually becoming a consultant is getting several dust mitts, and then you become a dusting ninja, because you've got 2, you just rub them together like this. If you only have 1, I don't know if I showed you, I rub it together like this to create that static charge. With 2, you just rub them together to get even more staticky, and you just touch everything, okay? And this is a great task that kids and teens can do. Now, what about tough jobs? Okay, so we have a cleaning paste. The top of it has changed, but it's essentially the same product. It's called Power Cleaning Paste now. So this is your elbow grease in a jar. So I would love to know who has a cleaning paste, how long you've used it, and how much is left. Because see, when you get your cleaning paste, it's full and it's a stone. So when you open your cleaning paste and it's hard, it is supposed to be that way. I have people say, hey, my cleaning paste is broken. Should it be like that? Yes. So it's like a chalky stone. So it's like chalk. It's made actually from 4 active ingredients: chalk, marble flour, coconut oil, and natural soap. So it's like the sidewalk chalk that kids play with. It's not toxic, okay? Now, it's not something you want to eat, but it's not, you know, if it gets ingested, it's not like a poison control moment, right? So my kids use it, it's safe. It will go in every room of your house. That's what I love, is how versatile this is. And it will last anywhere from 5 to 7 years. I've had people have it way longer than that. It really depends on how much you use it. So where do I use it? Where do I not use it? So in this kitchen, I use it a lot on my stovetop, in the oven, in the sink to get the tarnish off. I'm going to show you how it removes permanent marker from, in this case, flooring, but walls, baseboards, doors, all of that works too. In the bathroom, rust, stains, grouts, soap scum, hard water, all of that. And then shoes, car headlights, patio furniture, just all around the room, tubs and showers, the nail polish that fell on the wrong part of the, on the table or something. So it is just a most versatile product you have, and you'll have it for years. So really just need the one. So where's my EnviroCloth? So the way you use it is you just dab a little corner of your EnviroCloth, okay, down, same cloth I've been using, and then you can remove the permanent marker on just about any hard surface, okay? Even on the skin. So like it actually works really well on like whiteboards if you are a teacher, and you have that at the end of the year and the whiteboard is all, it works really, really well. But also if kids write on themselves, you can also remove it from their skin. Because let's face it, that will happen. I've actually been lucky that it's not happened with my kids, but I've had the crayons on the walls, and the cleaning paste saved my daughter's walls years ago. So years worth of it. Especially like I used to have a flat stovetop and I had one cleaner for it. It's called Glass Stovetop Cleaner. It was expensive, it didn't smell very good, and I never felt that it did a great job. But I kept buying it. And my stovetop, that was my previous house, has never been cleaner than when I got the cleaning paste. The last 6 years we were there. So I use it on my stovetop and everywhere else. So I like that I don't have just single-use products, right? I have a product that will be used for multiple things in and outside the car, in and outside the house. So even in the car, even on boats, even at work, in school, on a leather chair, just everywhere. Okay, now let's talk about laundry and care. What do I do with this cloth now that I have? Actually, forget about something that goes really well, which is in the box that I forgot, is the spirit sponge, and it goes really well with the cleaning paste. So anybody has a spirit sponge, it's a little rectangle thing like this, and actually comes in a pack of 2. But this is not scratchy. It will not scratch anything. I know it sounds crazy, but I wet this and I dab it in the paste, and I will wipe even my glass stovetop before, or my gas now, a window, anything, and it gives you more scrubbing power than an EnviroCloth. So that would be my go-to if I needed to get in there. Some people use it for dishes too, like a pot or pan or something. You can certainly do that. Just know that it's going to wear it out faster. You should get a year or 2 out of each of your sponges, and when it's done, you can tell it's really getting flat or even gets a hole here, but you will still get months, even a couple of years out of that. Okay, so care. What do we do with this cloth that it has? Okay, so it has butter in here, permanent marker, raw chicken, right? It could have food or raw meat or wine or prune juice or spaghetti sauce. What do I do with this? So I go to the sink and I rinse. Rinse your cloth to remove anything on the surface. Food, hair, debris, just make that run down the drain. So yeah, you don't have to, you know, have it on the surface. So rinse, and the rubbing ensures that everything comes off. Wring it out and hang it to dry. So in my pantry right behind the camera here, I've got some hooks and I put all my, you know, EnviroCloth, window cloths, some of my mop pads in there, close the door and it's gone. But it can dry really fast, and then next time I need it, open the door and I get it. So laundry room, bathroom, kitchen, behind the door, underneath a cabinet, just let it dry. All of them have a tag, okay? Have a tag, even the mop pads have a tag, and allow it to, you know, be able to be rinsed and hung up and just forgotten until you need it next, okay? So while it hangs, the silver will purify the cloth. The silver is activated as soon as you wet the cloth, right? And so it actually activates, you know, while you're cleaning, and then it really keeps that bacteria from growing inside the fibers while it dries. So I'm gonna do this after this, hang my cloth. Next time I use it, it's not gonna smell like that raw chicken / butter / permanent marker deal, right? So I love that. Now, do I need to launder my cloths? Yes. When? Every week or every other week, throw them in the wash. Warm or hot water is better because it swells the fibers open, so everything trapped in here is released. Dryer is great, perfectly fine. Now, no bleach, no fabric softener, no dryer sheets. Bleach is just gonna break down the fibers, okay? And fabric softener and dryer sheets is just gonna coat. So remember that you're cleaning mechanically, so the fibers is what cleans. If you start coating them with all the ingredients from the fabric softener and the laundry detergents from the store and all that, it's gonna put a layer of gunk, and it's gonna put a film and a layer between your fibers and what you're trying to clean. And so you're not gonna clean as well, and you're not gonna have your cloths as long. As far as detergent, you heard me talk about detergent from the store. We have other detergents that I would recommend instead. So we have a couple. So the oldest one, that the package has changed recently, but it's the Ultra Power Plus. It's our most everyday laundry, works great. Just use very little and it will last for months, okay? A teaspoon to a tablespoon, depending if you have you know, HE or not, okay? We have a liquid. For those of you who are just liquid people, we have a lavender or an unscented. All you have to do is squirt it in, and this liquid is actually enzyme based. So you actually need even less than the powder because it has enzymes in it, and it tackles the stains and the odors in a way that is safe but more effective. A third option that is more recent that you may not have heard about is our Powerzyme. And the Powerzyme is the best of these two in a powder. It's actually our Ultra Power Plus with enzymes in it, but some people didn't want to use the liquid, they wanted a powder. And I've been using it for a few weeks and I'm really impressed on how little I need and how effective it is, even with reviving old cloths that I've had for a while, or stains on clothes, or just all kinds of stuff. So the set that I'm talking about, the Safe Haven package that comes in this box, you can choose any of these detergent with it. They're all very economical because you use so little. They don't have any fillers, they don't have any fragrance, like artificial fragrance or artificial dye. They don't have sulfates, phosphate, chlorine, or optical brighteners. They are so clean, and that's why you really need a small amount. Say hi, Adam.
Hello.
Hello. And because you only need very little, it is really cheap to use, okay? Now, another option we have, which is not as economical, it's those Eco Wash strip that come in a thing like that. I mean, it is so, you know, perfect for small, if you have an RV, if you're traveling a lot, if you're, you know, just on a boat or something and you want something really space conscious and not worry about liquid or powder. We have this, you just put it in the wash and it dissolves. And it is, it works great. It's not as economical as far as how many loads you get, but it certainly works. Okay, so any of those 4 detergents you can get in any sets that we have, or by themselves, of course. So let me know if you have any questions about that. but I wash all my Norwex with one of these, whichever one I have on hand. All my regular clothes, sheets, towels, my kids' underwear, socks. So I've got, 3 preteen and teenagers. So I still have pee and poop, let's face it. I've got the blood and the vomit and the sweat. Oh my goodness, the smell. My youngest son plays hockey, just stinky stuff. I've got, did I say blood? Yeah, and of course all the juice stains and the food stains and all of that, and I have been very pleased. So if you rinse your cloth after use and you launder them once a week in one of the Norwex detergents, you can have your cloths for up to 9 years. It's 500 washes. And again, I'm an engineer here, I like numbers. I did the math. It's 9.5 years of use of each cloth when you wash them once a week with one of the Norwex detergent. So again, that's probably in a perfect world, but you're still gonna get years and years and years out of your cloths because it's an investment. You're getting those to replace multiple years worth of buying cleaners and paper towels and all of those things that you would normally buy. So you want to make sure you invest in the right product to care for them. That's why I would highly recommend one of these detergents. Even if you just wanted to try on just for your Norwex, you can keep using your regular detergent for your laundry if you feel that that works well for your family, in which case you're gonna have one of those bags or the bottle for like 2 or 3 years, right? But if you have anybody with like skin allergies or really sensitive skin and you're like, oh, I finally found one that works, I would highly recommend one of these because I wish I had known about these when my kids were little instead of using the baby detergent that is supposed to be more gentle for sensitive skins like babies. But I would have in a heartbeat switched to one of these had I known about Norwex. Okay, so one more thing that's in this box, actually 2 more things, is our kitchen cloth and towel set. So this is one color that's in there. Mine actually, there's a lot of colors, so I'm using this one right now. It was by the sink, but this is the cloth that, the towel that you have to change every 12 hours, right? Because someone dries their hands on it, grows mildew and bacteria, and it stinks. Not this time. So this will dry hands and dishes left and right all over, and you can keep it for a week or 2 by the sink because it's not gonna stink, okay? And its baby sister is the towel. Excuse me, that's the towel, the cloth. So the cloth is the one that I use all day long. Wet, I wipe my counters, my tables. If I had babies, I will wipe their mouths and their hands, not using baby wipes or anything like that. Their trays, their, high chair and all of that. Sink, around the sink, all of that, wipe cabinets. This, I give it a workout for a whole week. I wash it once a week. Not necessarily the towel, because really the towel just dries, so it's not that dirty. But this sees food and juices and milks and yogurts and just, a lot. And so I'm always rinsing it. I'm draping it over my sink, so I just took mine down, but I typically have mine just draped over it like here, right? And so I keep reaching out for it, and I love it, okay? Or you can use one of those counter cloths if you like that size over there, either way. So that's another thing that is also in this set. And then the last thing that's in this set is our body and face cloth. Who uses the body and face cloth? It's my absolute favorite. So it says body and face right here. So all of these have the silver in them. And so this cloth is actually what I use to take my makeup off and clean my entire body with just water. I have not used soap in 9 years. Nobody else in my family has used soap in years on their skin. I use shampoo and conditioner, okay? Because I have hair here. My husband is actually bald. So from the bottom of his feet to the top of his head, he uses this cloth and water. So this one is from the store, but I have got from the box, but I've got mine right here. So this is my body and face cloth, and it's already damp. I wetted it earlier. And so I'm gonna take my makeup off, and it is absolutely amazing because soap really dries your skin out. If you have one, I would love to know what you think. And so there's a thread here, but look at my makeup here, my eye makeup that is not removed. I used to use cotton, cleanser, toner, mascara remover, all the things. And now I just use my body and face cloth. there's my makeup here. All your foundation, eyeliner, mascara, shadow, lipstick, whatever might be used. I mean, look at that. And then my skin is so clean. So I've got all my makeup off right here. It's right there. After that, I would rinse this to get the stain off. And of course, when I do my body, I mean, it removes all the body odors, right? Why do we smell? Here, feet. It's because of bacteria that show up on our body throughout the day, right? So, excuse me, when you remove the bacteria from your skin, the smell is gone. You do not smell because you have removed the source of the smell, which is the bacteria. So you don't need soap to mask it up or smell a certain way. You are clean. Now, it is the biggest brain shift if you like, Sev, I don't know if I can give up soap. It's okay. Just try it on your face and see how it feels, okay? So my skin is extremely, I wish you could reach through the camera and touch my face here. It is so soft. It is naturally clean. It doesn't have any residue or weird smell on it. That was one thing I didn't care for. And it is clean. I can just put my night cream on tonight and go to bed, okay? So this is incredible. This is not a magic cloth, but if you struggle with dry skin, eczema, acne, psoriasis, rosacea, or anyone in your family, you might be surprised how this might help because of the absence of soap. When you struggle with any of these issues, putting more soap on your skin through lotions and potions and just regular soap and even bar soap, even those really healthy soaps, it will still dry you out and it will just keep drying your skin out. Our skin will heal itself if we give it a minute. So by not putting soap on your, just try it for a week and see the difference. Try just, you know, one arm as opposed to the next, right? To see, okay, I'm not putting soap on here, I'm putting soap everywhere, and then just see the difference, right? It's incredible. So I love this cloth. This is my all-time favorite. And it may or may not be in one of these bags. I said it, I didn't say anything. Okay, so this was what's in the box, in that Safe Haven package, but I've got a couple that I cannot live without, and then we're done. So one is the Optic scarf. Who has an Optic scarf? So this is my purse, and it's attached to my purse because it has that hook, and it's super handy, okay? And so this is one of my son's nasty, you know, they do school on here, they do their math. And so the Optic scarf is perfect for, of course, glasses, screens, tablets, phones, everything. And so see, you see all the handprints on here. It is actually safe for anti-glare. So if you have like expensive camera lenses or really expensive coating on your, look at this. Isn't that crazy? How well it cleans your screen. And you know what works actually better is when I put a tiny bit, and I really mean a tiny bit of water on the screen, really little, or on the cloth, and then clean it that way. Because again, Norwex does need water. Look at this. Look at this one side, how it's clean. And so if you have like expensive anti-glare or tint, you know, for the sun, tint coating on your glasses, look at this. Can you believe that? And it's, again, when you touch it, it's super clean. It will respect that. So some people have like really specific glasses with a tint coating or an anti-glare coating. It will not remove it. It's safe for those two coatings. So this is, I mean, my go-to glasses, phones. You know how phones, it's nasty because we touch it with our hands that we really should wash. Our phones have more bacteria than the toilet seat somewhere. This will remove all the bacteria and clean our phone. So I love, 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 love my Optic scarf. And my last one that I absolutely love is, I'm gonna do a little quick field trip to my sink for just 10 seconds, is the replacement for this. So if you're tired of having your sponge or your dish rag stinking, use our Norwex dishcloth, okay? It's a net, so it's actually genius. It's just, you still need dishwashing liquid like this, so you ball it up, you wet it just like that, and I'm gonna show you here at my sink, and you actually wash your dishes. I actually kept some dishes in my sink here. with my dishcloth. So you still need dishwashing liquid. So I actually use the Norwex, wrong one. I actually use the Norwex dishwashing liquid, okay? But you could use any liquid, okay? But you still need dishwashing liquid. See, it will foam really well. And then, I mean, it's actually clean. And so, see, like something with food stuck in it. That was like the orzo my son did today. See, it will just hold on to all that soap. But when you remove all the food at the end of the day from that dishcloth, see, there's one of my small cutting boards. See, we had pasta with butter in it today for lunch, so the butter really gets on everything. So this removes it. And so see, I mean, I could still go, okay, but you know, I want to respect your time. So when you're done, you rinse it, and you just make sure the food is out of it. You know, like all the rice and the little pieces of food and hair and debris. And then mine just sits at the bottom of my sink all night long until the next day, and it's like that. And I'm drying my hands in my kitchen towel. But life-changing because our dishcloth is 3 years old, close to 4 now. I mean, we used to keep this 3 or 4 weeks at the most, right? So life-changing. It's just to where the bacteria cannot hold on to it. So it's just a genius thought of using this as opposed to using something where bacteria is just asking to stay in, right? Okay, so that's all I had for you today. Hopefully, those of you who already know Norwex, learned something new. And if you're a newbie, I want to know what you're thinking. If you have not said anything yet, tell me. So we're done. Let me just tell you that we can order now. I'm going to post the link to order, but I also want you to message me because I can send you the link. Sometimes it gets lost in the mix of all the posts, or you know, things happen. But there will be a link specific to our host today that you can use. But message me because I can actually build a cart for you. I can even place your order. If you run into technology issues, I'm right there, right? So message me to place your order. When you click on the link, there will be a somewhere where you can say view the catalog or shop the catalog, one of those. And what it's going to take you, it's going to take you to this catalog virtually. And if you want to go to the end of it, page 64 and 65, this is where all the packages are. And this right there, the Safe Haven package, this is what I've showed, okay? So, EnviroCloth, window cloth, dust mitt, cleaning paste, spear sponge, kitchen towel and cloth, and 3 body cloths. So this is the first few products I've talked about. Of course, there's all kinds of other packages, including one with the mop if you're like, I need everything today, all right? Of course, we have, you know, home care, family care, personal care products in here that you can choose from separately. Now, I have some Cinderella deals for you guys when you place your order by tomorrow night, midnight. So you still have all tonight and all day tomorrow to watch this replay again, catch what you may have missed, rewatch the whole thing if you want to. Contact me, ask me questions. I want to hear from you. And when you place your order by midnight tomorrow night, I will send you a freebie with you, well, separately from your order because I sent it from my house. But when you spend $50, you're gonna get a sample of the Ultra Power Plus because I mix mine I mix a teaspoon in a cup of water in a spray bottle like this. That's where it says UPP here, Ultra Power Plus. And this is my magic cleaner, my magic spread when I get all kinds of stains out. And I think when I run out of this one, I'm going to start putting the Powerzyme in, but I probably still have a few months before I do that. But vomit on the floor, blood, dirt, stains, food, pee and poop, of course. I spray that and I get an EnviroCloth and it comes right out. It's incredible. So when you spend $50, I'll send you a little sample of this with instructions to mix it in your own spray bottle. Life-changing. If you spend $100, I'll get you a travel EnviroCloth. So this is the chicken cloth, EnviroCloth, just travel size, okay? I use it on my toilet for my pee-pee cloth, just to wipe the toilet every day. I have boys. And if you spend $150, I would send you a counter cloth, okay? And if you spend all 3, If you spend $200, I'll send you all three: the sample, the Enviro cloth, travel size, and the counter cloth, just as a thank you for ordering by tomorrow night. Okay, so let me see if I've forgotten anything. Okay, so if you can't get everything you want today, just host a party. It is free, it is fun, and it will help you host. And if you have not claimed one of these bags, just write book me pink, book me green, book me blue, and then I will show you after this what's in the bag and what you're gonna get. And then when all three of these bags are claimed, I will show the host what she gets out of her wish list in the orange bag, and I'll send that to her after you guys have your parties. So it's a win-win for everyone. Last, how would you like to make $400 a month? What did you think of these products? Do you have someone in mind that you go like, oh man, I wish my neighbor was here, or I wish my sister-in-law heard this, or oh, my mom needs to hear that, or my daughter? These are one of 97% of the population that have not heard about NoWex yet. And it is our job as consultant to share it with them. So my question is, would you like to earn some income while you show people a safer way to clean? Because everybody around you cleans. Now, they may not want to give up their bleach, and they may not believe that, NoWex will do it, or they may just stick to that. And it's fine. Everybody has to decide. But you can still present the opportunity and share how NoWex works, and people have to see that, yes, it works, and make that extra income for your family. So if you have any questions about that, just let me know. I want to be able to answer your questions and walk you through that. And of course, if you decide to join, I'll be your upline, and I would love to see how this income opportunity blesses your family. But thank you for watching, and you guys have a great night. I'll see you on Messenger.